This podcast is brought to you in part by ChoiceRealtyConnect.com. Whether you're buying or selling a home, condo, or any type of property, trust Amanda to help match you with up to 3 top agents in your area. ChoiceRealtyConnect.com. Hey, all you rock stars from Washington, D.C. This is the Rock on the Money podcast, episode 138. Time to talk about saving, investing, and protecting all those hard-earned monies. We're here to coach you along that path to retirement and financial independence. I am Craig, your certified master financial coach, along with Amanda. She is a corporate in-house lawyer and real estate referral agent. We're so grateful you joined us. Check us out on Facebook at Rock on the Money or the website rockonthemoney.com.
Hey, Craig, how you doing there?
Good.
You seem a little rusty. Today.
No. I'm actually did a lot of yelling this week. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm a little excited in my my gaming on Facebook, and
so it's going well.
Well, not the first half of the week, but the second half is getting better. It's a lot of issues on Facebook right now. So, they have this new thing that most people out there may not have a page. They may have a page for their business or their cupcakes or whatever they do. They have this new page format because you know how Facebook is. They're never happy with whatever they have.
Well, they have a bunch of people on payroll that they have to keep paying. They don't want to pay them if they're not going to keep putting out new content.
That's right. So they have this thing called the new page experience. And so everybody's page eventually will have a new format. It's another rollout. Will the gamers get it first? Streamers, and I'm a gaming streamer. Don't laugh. And we're getting them first. And no, it doesn't work. So it's totally screwed up everything, but I'm still trugging along and things are doing okay, but it's not as easy as it was before because half the things don't work. And when you stream live broadcasting like a TV station every day and things don't work, it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, people don't like to stick around for that.
No. So I have to yell and be even more entertaining to try and hold on to an audience because a lot of things don't work. So it feels like it's more work I did not have to do. Anyway.
Man, the trials and tribulations of someone who just plays games all day.
You're like 90% of the people that come in my chat room is like, what do you do? Just play video games all day? Oh my God, I've never worked so hard in my life. And I'm working harder now than I did in like a regular career.
I know. It's funny.
Hey, what's up? What's going on with you, with your RV? Where are you at with this RV?
Well, we used it once for 2 nights locally here in a trailer park, basically. And
how'd that go?
It went well. We had to bust out the first aid kit within the first few hours. And then by morning, we had confirmed that the smoke detector was working because we, burnt biscuits in the oven. It's going great. It's going about as well as expected.
There you go. People are very interested, as you can see on our Facebook group. They are interested in this RV. So we're going to get updates on this.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So
it was our most popular podcast post we've done ever.
Oh, okay.
About your RV. Oh, yeah. It's all about you and your RV now.
So we were supposed to go this weekend, but something else came up. So we have to push it off. Maybe next weekend. And then the big trip is in September, 2 weeks. 2 weeks up the East Coast here.
That's the one I really want to see. I want to hear reports of that one.
Yes.
When you're not in your comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I did take your advice and kind of was jotting down notes from our first outing. Immediately upon arrival, we learned we had the wrong adapters and had to go on a scavenger hunt to stores for that. It was an adventure, and it was only like a 36-hour adventure. So,
we'll try take 2 now.
Yeah, take 2 is coming up, so we'll see. So that's still there, but we're members of a number of RV Facebook groups now, so we're in the lifestyle for sure.
Oh my God,
we're part of the community.
Yeah, we've lost you.
And I have a subscription to an RV magazine now.
Oh no, you are officially. Can I say old now? You're officially retired with your RV.
The other thing that's happening is we do have a cruise scheduled in the next couple of weeks. And we'll see.
Are they allowing that? in Florida?
Yeah, of course they are allowing it.
They got to make money. Got to make. Oh, that's right. You're Florida. Oh, yeah. You're different than the rest of the United States. I forgot.
Yes, everything's allowed here.
That's right. Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, so we'll see. If you don't hear from me, it's because I'm stuck out at sea on a COVID cruise. But
or you're in intensive care.
Yeah.
Either one of the two.
Yeah. So we'll see. Well, hopefully it happens. If not, I guess it'll be yet another to add to my list of travel plans that have been scrapped or postponed in the last 2 years.
As I sit here and play video games.
Yeah. I keep trying to do things with my money, but it's becoming harder and harder in this environment.
I'm too busy trying to make it right now.
Yeah.
Hey, we have 6 questions for you.
We do. Then I think we have a short topic as well.
Well, yeah. It kind of goes into question 1. Okay. Let's do the question 1. And I want to get into this topic about Bitcoin, which we never talk about. We really don't talk about crypto. But I want to talk about this. I don't see
any questions about crypto here.
Nah. Well, it's this first one. Let's see. I'm debating selling my house and using the proceeds to pay off everything and getting an RV until retirement. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. And my thought is that has nothing to do with crypto.
No, I'm rolling into it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We're getting there.
This is the worst transition in the history of podcasts.
So they want to sell their house, have no house, but take all the money, the equity, and then just buy an RV and just live in the RV until retirement.
I love it. I know a lot of people are doing that. Exactly that.
Are RVs built better now so you can do that? Because I recall that RVs fell apart rather quickly. Are they really built better nowadays that you could do something like that? Do you even know? I mean, from all your Facebook groups that you're in?
Well, so I don't know personally because, again, I've spent 36 hours in mine.
Oh, okay. 36 hours.
But yes, from my groups, I'm part of groups where that's what they do. They live in them full time and just move around in them. Or they park them for months on end in certain places. And you can certainly do that. So it's definitely something that's crossed my mind as well. Briefly, very briefly.
I would say you need a bigger RV than that one we have.
Or I have to sell everything. Yeah. But yes, definitely a bigger one. So you don't get rid of all of your costs, right? So you still have the cost of paying for wherever you're parking it. Right. And I think that cost actually surprises people to learn how much it costs to pay for a campsite, even overnight. it can be $50 to $100 a night somewhere, and that's at that point you're talking about a cheap hotel room, right?
Yeah, that's the same as like a Fairfield Inn where you get a free breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, I mean you can find cheaper ones too.
Right.
So, but I'm just saying, like, don't be surprised if you run across, especially in high travel season time, the rates are going to be up because those are their money making seasons. Or if you're going somewhere that's really popular, the rates are going to be higher. If you go to somewhere that's basically just a glorified parking lot, then the rates will be lower, but you're living in a parking lot. So, it's just like when you choose where to live in a house, you pick a neighborhood, right? And you pay commensurate with the location, right?
Right.
So there's cost of parking. If you're sitting anywhere long-term, then a lot of times those long-term RV resorts, they call them, then in that case, you're not. So if you are just a casual camper and you're going somewhere and you're just staying 1 or 2 nights or a couple of nights, then usually your hookups, like your electricity, your water, your sewage hookups are all included in that overnight fee.
Right.
If you're staying long-term, then those aren't going to be included. You'll be paying separate fees for those. And then, of course, utilities will probably go down from what you're paying in a house, but you still have to pay for, phone. If you want cable or satellite, you pay for that. Internet's going to be a logistical challenge. A lot of full-timers have multiple cell phone carriers that they use for hotspots because coverage changes.
Yeah. There's no one good cell phone carrier. We all know that. whether people want to debate it or not.
No one is perfect, right?
It depends on where you're at, right?
Depends where you're at and how reliable you need that connection to be. If you're working still while you're living, then yeah, you need something that you can count on. So you might be investing a lot in like Wi-Fi boosters and cell signal boosters, and then having multiple carriers that you have hotspots with, and so you could have a higher monthly fee for things like that, but other expenses would go down. I mean, you wouldn't have a mortgage. At most, you'd have a payment on your RV, which those RVs can cost as much as the house.
I've seen them on TV.
Yeah, like if you ever watch that, what do they call it? Like Go RV or something.
Yeah.
It's basically House Hunters, but with RVs, where they show them like 3 different ones.
Well, there's a lot of RV selling lots around me, and I see. I'm like, oh my god, those things are huge. Well,
depending on what you're looking at, some of them can easily be up to $500,000, and that's a house,
especially Airstreams.
Yeah, so if that's your idea of downsizing, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. You might as well just have the house or a condo.
You might as well just have a house and then not have the hassle of maintenance. And so that's the other thing, you have to budget in, well, things might break down. If you have a motorized RV, then you have maintenance costs with that. And then you probably still need to tow a car, and gas is going to be a huge expense. How often are you moving from location to location? At best, you're going to get 5 to 10 miles per gallon.
Let me also point out, like you do, I mean, yours camper's smaller, but you also need a truck to pull this thing. So now your vehicle that you're hauling, that is putting on stress on the vehicle because it's hauling something. It's more on the vehicle. So now we have the F-250 or whatever that is also depreciating and needs maintenance.
I do see a lot of these full-timers upgrade to much bigger trucks or diesel, so yeah.
That's $100,000.
Easy, yeah. So suddenly, you invested $150,000, $200,000 to save money.
To save money on a $200,000 house.
Yeah, so
but you can move around.
These are all like danger zones, so you can certainly sell your house and live in an RV, and you can use it as a really great way as cost savings and to be debt free and all that, as long as you make smart decisions and aren't getting distracted by the shininess of, I could have this really amazing fifth wheel, but then I need this really large dually truck to pull it, and just go for if you're going minimal, go minimal. Otherwise, what's the point?
There you go. I want to talk about this family. It's in the news. They've been named the Bitcoin Bunch.
Okay.
Like the Brady Bunch. It's a family of 5, couple with 3 daughters. I believe they're Dutch.
Okay.
Back in 2017, they liquidated everything they owned, including their house. Even shoes, apparently. They took as much money as they could find, and they bought Bitcoin. Back then, it was $900 each Bitcoin. Today, as of when we're recording, it's 46,000.
Jeez.
And I believe they increased their net worth by 5,000%. Is the number I've been hearing. They've now traveled 49 countries. They have their coins, their crypto stored in 4 different continents to protect it from hackers. They keep it in cold storage. Cold storage means it's a wallet where it's kept offline. So you have to have the password and stuff like that to get into it, but it's not connected to anything. So by spreading it around on different continents, it's so complicated.
That's a different definition of diversification.
Yeah, that's a whole different way. That's like, don't let anyone steal my crypto.
Well, your eggs are not all in one basket.
Yeah. So, they're just living the life out there, just traveling all around. And but they sold everything they owned, apparently even down to extra shoes.
Yeah.
And they bet the farm on Bitcoin.
And it worked out. It would be a very different article to read if it hadn't worked out.
Well, see, that's the problem, because this article has been floating around for a couple of days. And everyone's like, oh, man, I should do that. No, no, don't do that. Yes, they happen to win. But 2017, this is what, how many years ago? Math is hard. 4 years ago. And back then, it wasn't as popular as it is now.
Right.
And it's been around even longer than that. But they literally bet the farm on something that people hadn't even really accepted now. Bitcoin is being more accepted now. You can actually use it to buy things now, but back then you didn't.
Yeah, I saw that AMC Theaters is going to allow you to pay with Bitcoin now.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
Yeah. So, kind of, I saw this first question about selling a house and, as a way of getting into retirement, but they sold the house and their shoes and bet it all on one thing. And, 5,000% increase. And they got photos of them all over the world. Good for them.
Yeah.
But if I see people see this and they think it's just a good idea, don't do this. This is one of the good stories out of Vegas. It's not all the sad stories come out of Vegas. So just an interesting story. Question number 2.
Okay.
Right up your alley again. We have RVs and pet bills.
Okay.
If an emergency expense comes up, is it better to eat into my emergency fund or adjust my 401k contributions down to cover the amount needed? This is a vet bill. I don't have vet bills. You do. So you can answer this one too.
Well, I don't currently, thank goodness. He's sitting here snoring next to me, pretty healthy. So this is I would classify this as an emergency. Yes, it's an unplanned expense and something you have to take care of right away. You can't put off because, someone's health and welfare is on the line. So yes, it's an emergency. That is exactly what an emergency fund is intended to do, to cover. So no, you should not be adjusting your 401k contributions to cover it. You should be dipping into your emergency fund. I don't know why you would rob from yourself in your future to pay what in the grand scheme of your lifetime and when you're looking backwards from retirement is going to be something minuscule, but could really seriously harm your income in retirement.
You've talked about this before. If you have pets, you should really make a separate line item in your budget based on what kind of pet you have. Some pets, like you with your dog. But you should have a separate budget line for your pet based on how often you may have to go to the vet.
Right. Or if you don't want to overcomplicate it, then just make your emergency fund much bigger. There you go. Than normal.
Yeah. Oh. Question number 3.
This is exactly what an emergency fund is intended to cover. There you go. I know it's painful to dip into it because you worked really hard to put that money there, but that's the purpose of it. It's so that you don't have to go into debt, whether it be a credit card or debt against yourself in robbing your own retirement fund that you then won't ever have the opportunity to pay back.
Please do not stop contributing to your 401k IRA. Mm-hmm. Time is how you make the money. It's not by timing the market. It's just getting that money in there and just keep piling it. That's all you need to do. I mean, seriously, time. If you're not contributing and taking care of how much you can max out in a single year, you're really losing out.
Yeah.
Question number 3, because you can withdraw Roth IRA contributions anytime without penalties, would there be a disadvantage to housing my 3 to 6 month emergency fund inside my Roth IRA?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Basically what you just said, don't rob your retirement fund.
Well, plus, you're subject to annual contribution limits with your Roth IRA. So you can only contribute, $6,000 for most people, $7,000 if you're eligible for the catch-up contributions, but $6,000 a year. So even if you did the horrible thing of withdrawing from your Roth IRA because there's no penalty, you can't pay it back. You're not taking a loan, you're doing a withdrawal. So you can't pay it back. If you've already contributed $6,000 this year and you're like, oh no, I have an emergency, so I'm going to withdraw from my IRA. You can't then put it back in this year because you've already contributed $6,000. So now you have forever lost the income earning potential on that money.
Because of question 2, when I said the money needs to be in there over time. Time is your most powerful asset to get that thing moving, is time. Right. If you remove that money, you've lost that and you can't ever get back.
We have said time and time again, your emergency fund is not intended to be a money-making asset. It's not something that you should be concerned about your interest rates or your growth rates. No, it's meant to be super liquid, super accessible for emergencies.
Now that we sound like their parents to the listeners, we keep saying no, don't do that. Let's take a break. listener group, and we're going to come back about rental properties, which is up. Why is everything up your alley?
I guess I'm just the Jill of all trades.
Actually, question 5 is up my alley because I'm going through it right now. We'll be back
Must
right
be
after
about old people, huh?
Well, the word Medicare is in there. Here, we'll be back right after this. You're listening to Market and Money.
Hey there, rock stars. Amanda here with ChoiceRealtyConnect.com. Are you about to sell your home or excited to buy your first or next home? I'll be honored to help you find an expert to work with you in your local area. At ChoiceRealtyConnect.com, I'll help match you with up to 3 qualified licensed agents that specialize in your specific market. Choice Realty Connect serves every zip code in all 50 states with a network of 15,000 top-rated agents that are ranked within the top 5% for sales. Whether you're selling or looking for a condo, new construction, retreat, vacation property, or you're a first-time home buyer, let me connect you with the perfect top agent today. ChoiceRealtyConnect.com. The choice is yours.
Amanda Braun is a Florida licensed real estate with a brokerage, Realty Connect.
Rockland, USA.
Welcome back to Rock on the Money with Amanda and her sidekick, Craig. Check us out on Facebook.com/Rock on the Money and our website, rockonthemoney.com. By the way, Amanda, the listener numbers are going through the roof.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it is. Because I've introduced us to our gaming community that I have. 260,000 followers strong. That's one way to boost up the listener numbers, isn't it?
Does that mean I have to be nice to you now if they're all your fans?
Yes, because they protect me. They do, because as I'm streaming on Facebook, it's literally a live stream on Facebook, and they're in the room, the chat room, in the comments, and if an outsider comes in and starts trashing me, I liken them to a National Geographic video about bees in a hive. There's a queen bee. And then if anything tries to invade the hive, the worker bees attack. That's literally what they do.
Well, good. I hope that they listen to all of our episodes and all of our wisdom and then start helping us moderate our Facebook group.
Yes. Well, yeah. I'm going to leave that one alone. Hey, I got question number 4.
Okay.
Do I pay off my rental property that has a lower balance than my personal property? Rental property balance is $215,000. Personal property balance is $414,000. Both have the same interest rate.
Yes. Yeah. I would pay off the rental first. I would always pay off the rental first, even if the interest rate was higher on one or the other.
Right.
So the interest rate to me doesn't make a difference. The balance doesn't even make a difference. It's purely about as we walk through the baby steps, our rule is get rid of all debt except for your own personal mortgage before you start doing investing. So the rental property is where I would stick, and it is where I stick my money because that's where you have your greatest risk. So without getting super technical, most states have protections for homeowners in their own personal homes with a lot more hoops that have to be jumped through before they can kick you out on the street because you're living there. The same can't be said about homes that you own but are investment properties. Right. So you have a much bigger risk on those on that debt there. And if the renter that you have in that property is unable to go to work, like they catch COVID and they're not able to work or whatever, and then they fall behind on their rent, and it's during the time period where we have our eviction moratorium, and they do all the necessary steps in order to be eligible for that moratorium, then you're stuck holding the bag, making payments on that property without any income coming in. And so now you have all this extra exposure each month that then's going to start to bleed into your own personal budget and finances.
And they're still living in your rental property.
And they're still living there. They still are doing wear and tear and possible damage. Yeah.
So you're losing. And as we're recording this, that went to court, and the courts have upheld the presidential protection. So until I think January, and it's August when we're recording this. So if you don't have income coming in for the next 5 months, you are paying the mortgage from somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, the most comfortable place to be is to not have any expenses on those investments, except, of course, whatever you're putting away for taxes, insurance, and capital improvements. But that should be pretty small in comparison. And that rent coming in is mostly profit.
There you go.
If you've got a mortgage payment involved at all in there, then your profit is seriously undercut.
All right, question number 5. There's a lot of people that appear to be retiring early, especially during what they call this period we're in right now, post-COVID. Well, it's not post-COVID, but, it's the Great Resignation.
I wish we were post-COVID.
Yeah, I wish we were. They're calling this period the Great Resignation. A lot of people are quitting their jobs.
Yes.
Because they've discovered, I don't want to go back to work, or they made so much money, or they've come up with other jobs.
Right.
So this is a really popular question right now. How do people manage healthcare coverage when they retire before the retirement age? Do you buy private health insurance, or do you go without it until you reach Medicare age?
Ooh, I'm glad you said this is up your alley, because I honestly don't know what people are doing right now, but my sense is you should never go without.
Well, that's really the answer here. Is one of the biggest, the largest cause of bankruptcy later on is your medical bills, because you cannot bankrupt out of those. You are paying those bills.
Right. And if you have a gap in your coverage, it may be difficult for you to get coverage at some point in the future.
Right.
Because of pre-existing conditions then.
You could literally get in a car and go grocery shopping and get hit in an intersection, T-bone by someone on their phone, and you now are in a trauma center and you did not have health care coverage. You're now several $100,000 in debt. Yes, you could try and fight. I mean, yeah, you fight.
You can try and recover it from someone else.
You may or may not. And and a lot of people, or you have a heart attack, or you came down with cancer. You don't know when that's going to happen.
Right.
And people bankrupt from that stuff. And guess what? You're still paying those bills. It's almost like a student loan. Yeah. So, right now, I retired 6 years ago. I went back to work.
So he claims,
Yeah, so I claim. And then I went back to work, and I was getting healthcare coverage through an airline, but I just recently quit all my jobs. So
resigned.
Resigned, yeah. Separate. I believe both these companies called a separation.
Yes.
Whatever you want to call it, I quit.
Not a quitter.
I literally quit. Anyway, so I basically run my own company now, which is gaming and content creation. Okay. Which includes this, really has, how much money do we make from this? Nothing.
Well, I think we're still in the red.
We're in the red. Anyway, the gaming is funding this. So I, for the first time, have to go buy health insurance on the open marketplace, which would be the ACA, the Affordable Health Care Act, right? Let me just briefly tell you, I don't care where you're at on the political spectrum, whether you like Obama or not, and everybody else along the line. That website and the ability to buy health insurance on there, Amanda, it is so easy.
Yeah.
I was floored at how it tells you everything. You answer 3 simple questions. Your age, how often do you see a doctor? Like if you have asthma, blah, blah, blah. Do you want vision, dental, blah, blah. And you hit enter and boom, here comes your whole list. It's from all the big carriers. Kaiser, all the big names are in there. And then you pick, do I want bronze, silver, or gold level coverage? And the bronze means I want to have a high deductible because I don't go to the doctor. So I'll have that in a budget stored away in the bank. But if you see a doctor a lot, you want the gold because you don't want to have a deductible because you're going to be there all the time.
Right.
It's that easy. And you just pick one and you just pay for it and you're good. That's it.
Right. So you do want to have coverage before you get to Medicare. Like you shouldn't have a gap.
No. Do not have a gap. And there's no reason not to get health insurance. It's and here's the shocker, Amanda. I thought it would be like $1,000 a month. No, apparently based on my age, I get like a 50% discount.
Oh.
But I have to do it on my taxes. So I will get a credit later on. It tells you what your credit will be. So if it's like $900, they'll say you're going to get a $500 per month credit. Okay. So it ends up only being $400 a month. I was like, you got to be kidding. That sounds
better than what a lot of people are paying through their private.
Okay, this is actually less than what my other retiree friends are doing with the fire department if they stayed with the county health insurance.
Yes.
Because I'm going to ask them, here's the problem, Amanda. Because they're so stuck on politics, because of where this came from, they will refuse to do it, even though they'll save money.
Right. Yeah, because there's a connotation that it's only meant for poor people.
Right, right. Well, no, it's for everybody. A lot of self-employed people, if you're out there doing Uber, whatever, this is where you get healthcare coverage. That's why they created this.
All right, question 6.
Yep. I have a question. What is a reliable used car that I can buy since I am debt-free?
Well, you can just end that sentence that you can buy.
Yeah.
But good on you for being debt-free, but it also applies. You want a reliable used car, whether you're in debt or debt-free.
There you go.
Yeah.
We've already done episodes on this before. Honda, Toyota,
it's
dominated.
It's a quick rehash here. So we base it off of data, right? So Craig always looks at the consumer reports.
Yeah, I do.
He's a big consumer report
because they have never let me down. The only times I've gone bad in my life is because I didn't read consumer reports before I bought.
Right. And so the first rule is we don't want to buy new because you're going to lose money on it right away. And I know someone's going to say, oh, right now used cars cost more than new cars. That may be true, but it's a very temporary thing.
Yeah.
I still believe it's temporary. We're coming out of it. The computer chips are coming back. It's going to be a temporary thing. So you want something that's probably 2 to 3 years old. So those are likely things that other people who aren't listening to our words of wisdom went out and bought new or leased, and they're turning in their lease, or they're trading up because they like to get something. We know this couple that gets a brand new car every 2 years, and I kid you not, car payment $600 each month, so $1,200. And I don't know how I could save some money, or why I can't travel like you guys travel. Because you're spending $1,200 a month on car payments before you even put gas in them.
Could you imagine? $1,200?
Yeah, but literally they both just got new vehicles this week.
Oh my God! Well, they have end of year deals right now.
Cool. Well, no, they had ordered one a few months ago, and it was just ready for pickup today or yesterday or whatever.
It's not that new Ford Bronco, is it?
No,
I have a bunch of neighbors buying those things.
No, I saw there's delays on that. But anyway, so you want something that someone else has taken that depreciation hit on, but that's going to be reliable. And Consumer Reports puts out a list every year, depending on what type of car you're looking at. It could be a very different brand that you go with. Minivans. I saw it's almost impossible to find a minivan right now.
Yeah.
But minivans versus, a sport coupe are all going to be very different. Other things you want to take in consideration is how much is it going to cost to insure this vehicle?
I do that.
Yeah. So if I'm looking at something like online and I'm thinking about buying a used car, I'll run an insurance quote through my carrier before I even go and talk to the place about buying it, because you'd be surprised how much of a difference it can make.
One of the things the Consumer Report says is the cost of ownership. I look at that sucker because they factor in the reliability and what you can expect to pay, and so you can budget it every year.
Yeah, and gas miles per gallon,
insurance, the whole thing.
But traditionally, there's a couple that always hit the top of the list, or the top 5, right?
Yeah,
it's Toyota, it's Honda.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the ones we've known for years.
Yeah.
Occasionally, there's another brand that gets in there, but Toyota pretty much dominates the current list. So, thank you very much, Amanda. That was really good, and I wish you well on that RV trip next week.
Well, let's hope it happens. Yeah.
All right.
If we don't get hit with yet another tropical storm here in Florida.
I saw that. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
You can find Amanda on Instagram and Twitter at AgileAmanda. And you can find me on all of your favorite social media platforms at Rockland USA. Don't forget to check out the website and subscribe to the podcast. All the links are right there on the front page, rockonthemoney.com. Please subscribe and leave comments to our podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, or even your favorite app that you got right there on your phone. Those help us out a lot. If you're ever looking for a specific topic or content that we've produced over time, just go to the website and in the search bar, just type in your topic, be it 401k, stimulus check, or anything, and everything comes right up for you. We have so much gratitude that you've taken the time out of your day to listen to our podcast while you're walking, driving, traveling, or whatever you're doing. Please send us an email. Let us know how you're doing out there. podcast@rockplanusa.com. So long, everybody. Thank you very much again. We'll see you again next time.
America's Rockland, USA.
All opinions expressed by the host are solely their own and do not reflect the views of any company, affiliates, or advertisers. Investments or strategies mentioned in the show may not be suitable for you. Before acting on any information in the show, you should consider whether it is suitable for your particular circumstances and strongly consider seeking advice from your own financial or investment advisor.